Hey guys, welcome back to the world of Craig. Spring has sprung and it's time for a new video. Shiny, natural result. So before I do my intro and let you know what this video is all about, obviously you've read the title so you know what this video is all about, but before I do my intro, I just want to talk very briefly about the last 3 months. The last 3 months, again, have been full of moments. I have been to New York with Pureology, amazing. I am now creating content for Redken in America, and there are some other very exciting things coming up. I will talk more about my trip to New York in another video, which is coming up very soon. But for now, let's get on with the intro. So if you follow me on Instagram, and if you don't, you should, because there's lots of hair stuff on my Instagram, Craig's World of Hair, I will link it down below, and it will be popping up down here throughout the video. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know I'm a massive fan of Redken Shades EQ. And it featured in my very first video, my hair colour favourites, which I'll also link down below if you haven't seen it. It's about time that I did a video that was all about Redken Shades EQ, and this is that video. So what exactly is Shades EQ Gloss and how do we use it in salon? Well, as I said before, it's a liquid demi-permanent colour. It adds tone, depth, and an incredible shine to the hair. It comes in a box like this, and you get 3 of these. So there's 3 times 60 ml of product in these boxes, which makes it really economical to use, and it goes an awfully long way. You also have clear, which comes in a bigger bottle like this, and we use it to dilute these down. So you can basically, it makes it super customizable having the clear. You can shear things out if you're working on blondes. Again, check out my Instagram because I use a lot of clear. If you do a lot of blondes in salon, which we all do a lot of blondes in salon, 70% of most of the color work we do in salon is blonde. There's a little fun fact for you. And clear is your best friend. It's really great. This is really fantastic for zone toning. I'll get to that later. But it's, like I said before, all of the shades are intermixable, and they're all intermixable with clear. We also have 2 different developers. This is a brand new product and have just been launched by Redken, and they're calling it Processing Solution for Precision Application. Basically, it thickens the Shades EQ Gloss. I know that throughout the 15 years that I've been using it, some hairdressers have said it's too thin, it's hard to apply, which I've never really personally found it hard to apply. But this developer makes the product thicker, more like a gel consistency. The original developer, which I love, I don't have a bottle with me here because I didn't want to have to drag it all the way to my flat. The original developer is a thinner product, and it makes it, in my opinion, makes it really super easy to use, really spreads it out throughout the hair really quickly. But I'm also loving this. This is great for root shadows. It's great if you just want a thicker application, basically, a thicker product. So something else that's new to Shades EQ are their pastels. So these have been out around a year, I think, in the US. We've recently got them over here in the UK, and there is pastel pink, pastel blue, pastel peach, and pastel green, silver green. I have used these in salon a little bit. I think they're a great addition to the range. What I will say is, and you may, if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen me talking about these, is they're not strictly like a direct dye. The result they give you, obviously they're not a direct dye, they're a demi-permanent color, so they're a long-lasting demi. This is kind of slightly misleading, to be honest, these colors on here. Although they are an amazing product and a fantastic addition to the range, you would have to have a super clean base, so a very light level 10 with very little yellow in it, to get this kind of result, and you probably need to use these twice to get that sort of result. I've used the pink and the peach quite a lot in salon, and they're kind of slightly metallic in their finish, which is great, but they don't look like a direct colour. I think from what I've spoken to friends about, and we've talked about with using these, is I think when they first came out, people thought that they were like a direct dye and you were going to get exactly this result. You don't quite get that result, but they are beautiful used on a very, very clean base, or go in twice and do them a couple of times to get that deposit of colour. Super shiny, as with all other Shades EQ, super glossy, and they are quite long lasting as well. They do last longer than a direct dye, but you need that clean base for them to work on. So in my passionate rant about Shades EQ, I forgot to mention when I was talking about the science of the product that it's an acidic liquid demi-permanent colour. And as we know as hairdressers, acidity is a good thing because your scalp and hair is slightly acidic. And what that means with Shades EQ is that it not only makes it long lasting, but the addition of wheat protein within the product makes the hair super shiny, really well conditioned. My client's hair always feels like it's had an extra conditioning treatment when the colour comes off. So again, as we know as hairdressers, acidic is good, and in this instance, not only does it make the hair super shiny, but super soft. So, how do we use Shades EQ in salon? Well, for me, I'm quite a technical hairdresser and I like to follow manufacturer's instructions. So I will always use Shades EQ as I am told to use it, and that is 20 minutes processing time applied to dry hair at room temperature. So what does that mean? Basically, I will do some balayage or some highlights or a root refresh, and then I will shampoo, rough dry the hair till it's completely dry, then apply the Redken Shades EQ Gloss. As quite quickly, you want to get the product onto the hair quickly so it all processes at the same time, and then I leave it at room temperature for 15 to 20 minutes. 20 minutes is kind of maximum for me, and that also means that not only are you going to get the deposit of tone that you want, but you're also going to get something that lasts quite a long time. I find generally, obviously it differs with different hair types and different porosities. If the fabric of the hair is very porous, it's not going to last as long. If the hair's in really good condition, then you're going to get longer wear out of it. The same as if a client doesn't wash their hair so frequently. But I do find often with blondes and things like full head bleaches that sometimes my clients don't need to come back to have their hair retoned in between because it lasts that long because I've left it on for 20 minutes. You can use an applicator bottle and do something that's called flash toning. Excuse me. Flash toning is basically damp hair at the backwash where you apply your formula onto the wet hair that's been towel dried and obviously process it for less. That's why it's called flash toning. Obviously, if you do that, and there are examples of it on my Instagram, in the highlights, I think, on the highlight section of my Instagram, I've got a flash toning formula. If you flash tone with it, it's not going to last as long. Anything that you put onto the hair and take off before 20 minutes obviously is not going to have the longevity of processing it for longer. But it is a great tool to use in salon, and sometimes when clients want that very, very bright, vibrant, zingy highlighted look, flash toning is the way to go. Another gloss technique I use in the salon an awful lot when I'm doing blondes, especially on my balayage or my highlighting, my full highlighting, is zone toning. We've all, as hairdressers, heard zone toning a lot, that phrase. What is zone toning? What does it do? Well, it's basically about a soft root shadow, which Shades EQ Gloss is amazing for. So what I will do is I will lift the client's hair up using whatever technique, and then rinse, rough dry, mix up my formula. So formula 1 will be Shades EQ in its kind of full strength without any clear. So this is where the clear comes into use. I'll apply that to the freshly highlighted sections of hair at the root, the zone 1 if you like. And then my clear comes into play. I will add clear to my formula. I generally leave out the face frame area when I've applied the root. Then I'll add clear to my formula, and then I'll apply it to the mid-lengths of the hair and then I apply a little bit more clear, and then I apply it to the ends, and then everything processes for 20 minutes. As I said before, quite a few times in this video, there are plenty of ideas on my Instagram of how to zone tone, so go and check those out. So before we go and end this video, which I'm sure is quite a long video by now because as you can tell, I'm so crazy for shades. Before we go, I thought I would share with you what are my favorites. And this one, without a doubt, is my top favorite shade. And that is 9NB. So 9NB Irish Cream, I use this a lot, as do most hairdressers, colorists that use shades, Redken Shades EQ. It's such a beautiful shade. Why is it such a beautiful shade? It's fantastic on blondes because it's a level 9. I often use it with clear to dilute it down. It's an N, which is neutral, so it's on the cool side of neutral, but it is neutral, so it's neither warm nor cool. And then it has the B tone, which is a beige brunette tone. So it has a tiny bit of warmth. It's also neutral, and it's on a level 9, which means it gives you a really soft neutral highlight. It's great for neutralizing a tiny bit of warmth, but at the same time, if something is very cool and flat, it's great for warming it up slightly and making it look more natural. It's super shiny, as all of the shades are, but seriously, this is the one shade that always runs out in the salon before any other, and it's in a lot of my formulas. If you check them out on my Instagram, you'll see it's all over the place. I love 9NB. It's kind of hard for me to pick my favorites, going through my favorite shades, but because I love them all, I really do. They're all fantastic, and the darker shades are just as cool, but the ones that I'm going through with you they all tend to be lighter shades. The next one is 8WG. Now this is Golden Apricot, I know without even looking at the front. A beautiful shade, it's on a level 8. It's warm, so it basically has warmth in it. It has a very soft copper tone, and then it has gold in it, so obviously that's gold. It's the most beautiful soft apricot shade. Never looks brassy, never looks orange. It doesn't have any of that like strong orange cast to it like some demi-permanent colors do. It's a beautiful soft Titian color, and it's also great if you mix it with clear to sheer it out. Again, it's one that I go to an awful lot on my blondes. Love this. So another blonde, yes, it's on a level 9, but this one, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the N series within Shades EQ, and that's 9N Cafe au Lait. Okay, so the N series within Shades EQ are, like I've said before with 9NB, neutral. So this has basically, it sits neutral. It sits in the center of the color wheel. But the great thing about the Ns, and that's why I've got the 9N here, is it neutralizes brassiness. So they have a soft blue undertone, which as a colorist, it's really great to have something that has a soft blue undertone, because we don't really want our clients to have brassy hair. Copper hair, yes. Titian hair, yes. Gold hair, yes. But brassy hair, no. So I go to the N range an awful lot. For instance, if you're lifting up somebody from a very dark base and you take them up to, say, a level 8, which is going to expose a lot of orange undertone, then if you were to use, say, the 7N to tone that with, that's going to kill all of that brassy undertone and take away the unwanted orange, because this has a soft blue tone to it. So really fantastic. Shades EQ is great for neutralizing what you don't want and also adding what you do want at the same time, but always giving you a very soft, shiny, natural result. So that's my Shades EQ roundup. And just one final point before I go, and that is, if you haven't used Shades EQ Gloss and you are passionate about color and you love what you do as a colorist, then please, if you can get your hands on some, give it a try. Get some, give it a try, because it really is an amazing product. If it hasn't come across in this video how crazy I am about it, then check out my Instagram, which is linked down below, because there's lots and lots and lots of formulas on there, lots of information, lots of techniques as well on how you can use it in salon. Just want to make it clear in the video at this point that I haven't been paid to shoot this video. I'm not sponsored by Redken or L'Oreal. I'm just incredibly passionate about this product. So passionate about it that I even have my own personal stash of it that I have in the salon that I take out of the salon when I go to do session work and I need to color someone's hair. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please give it a like and obviously subscribe because there's lots more coming on my channel. But for now, that's it. I'll see you again soon.